jumping on here to quickly answer one of your questions from Ask Diana. I'm trying to get to all of them. I have some that have piled up a bit that I haven't got to, but this was one from a new therapist who is trying to help people. She asked specifically about adolescents, but I think it applies to everybody who have just struggled with a relapse. So how do we help a client who has just had a relapse and is feeling really down? How do we help them get back on track and get going again? So I think this is really helpful to talk about for new therapists and all therapists, of course, but it also applies to your friends or your family members or your spouse or whatever. How do we help people kind of get back on the wagon after they've fallen off? So initially, what I think of right away is we have to help them find meaning and learning from what happened. So I just relapsed and I totally fell off the plan that I had for myself. Why? What happened? What can I gather from that to help me do better next time? And that is a way to kind of get everything back on track, because we can say, okay, I learned that I have a hole here that I really need to fill, or I didn't have enough coping strategies for me when I wasn't at home, or this place is really triggering for me and I need to avoid that place, or be more prepared when I go into that place. So there's so much that we can learn from relapses, and we have to figure out how to make meaning from that and learning from that for our clients or for our friends or for our partners. So try to help them walk through it. And I usually walk through step by step, like the tiniest little steps. What happened that whole day or that whole week leading up to that relapse? Where did you not follow the plan that you had, if you had a plan? Or where did you start to think about doing whatever your addiction is? When did you start thinking about that and start contemplating it and start wondering about it? We have to kind of go back and go step by step. Well, here I kind of started to think about it, but then I managed it. And here I started thinking about it again, but I managed it. Or this happened and I was like, screw it, I'm doing it, right? We have to understand that so we can help prep for the next time this happens. And if we do that, then we can go back in with a better plan. Because the problem when we relapse is, okay, I fell off, I relapsed, now what? Like I don't know what to do, I just feel lost, I can't do this, I suck, and we just run on all of these really negative thoughts that aren't helpful. So we have to figure out a way to get back on our plan, or make a better plan, or just make a plan altogether and feel like we learned something and now that's going to make us better in the future. And so it's kind of reframing it. We don't want to ever make a justification like, oh, every relapse I have, it just gets me closer to, being sober or being whatever, so I can just keep relapsing, right? That's obviously not where we're going. But most people don't do that. And if they do, you can kind of help them walk through that. But try to help them find meaning. Try to help them learn from this process and figure out how to make themselves stronger. Maybe you can figure out a way that you can be there for them better, so you can help support them more in therapy and processing through things, or you can develop a better coping plan for them, or as a friend or family member, you can be like, okay, this is what you're going to do. I'm one of the people you're going to reach out to if you're struggling next time. And you don't want to ever be the only person. As a therapist or a friend or family member, you don't want to be the only person they reach out to, because they can't just be reliant on you, but you can be one of the people. So here's the 5 people you're going to reach out to if you're struggling, and this is how we're going to support you, and this is how I can support you better when this happens or when you're triggered again. So those are kind of my suggestions and what I do when people relapse, and like this question was asked, when adolescents relapse, because they're lost and they don't know what to do and they tend to feel so down about themselves. So help them walk through it. Help them normalize that this happens and it's hard, but it is a part of the process and a part of life. And it doesn't mean that you failed and all your work is out the window. It means that we got to learn from this and keep going and figure out how to move forward. And you can do this. So it's all a part of that process. But let me know what you guys think. If you have experience with this, tell me kind of what you have done to help people get back on track. If you have, or if you have more follow-up questions, I can answer those too. You can comment or ask a question below. You can also click on the links below to go to my website. You can email me, or you can submit a question on my website directly. My email is truetocounseling@gmail.com. My website's truetocounseling.com. So click those below if you need more help, or you have questions, or you need support, or anything that you need. Just click and I will do my best to help you. All right, guys, I hope that helped. Have a good rest of your day.